And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move this code starting at the if touching mouse pointer. We're going to move that code outside and we're going to move it in after the show in the if else. All right? Makes sense. So now if we hide and then we click it, okay? So we just had to move that up. Make sure your hide is still in the else, because that's really important that the hide is still in the else. So we have show, the old code, and then else hide. Okay. The next thing is going to be the shop right button, where we're going to do the same thing. We're going to move the if touching mouse pointer else, we're going to move it into the right after the show and keep the hide where it is. What this does is it makes sure that the code only the clicking button code only runs when the shop is open instead of always. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the shop action button. And we're going to do a similar thing here. Go down to everything below the if else, the first if else game pause. So we're going to grab onto the if gun selected equals shop selected and move the entire piece of code into right after the show. So now we have hide still in the else and we have show and then all the code. And then run your game to make sure everything still works with the shop. You can still open it. You can still switch around and buy stuff and equip stuff. Make sure it all still works.
Wait, what did you just do in the shop action?
Mm, I just moved all the stuff. So I did the same thing as the other two buttons, right? Where I took the code below the game paused equals one, all the code below it, and I moved it into the show, into the if then show, right after the show. You see that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just make sure you test your code to make sure it works. If it doesn't work, just go ahead and tell me that. And I think we can fix it up. All right. So this is one important issue that we fixed. All right. Next, we're going to do is we're going to go to variables, and then we're going to hide gun selected and shop selected. We don't need those anymore. Those haven't been on our screen too long. If everything works, then we don't need it anymore. All right. So now our screen should be a bit more clear, and we should see our health and dollar sign or whatever be there. Okay. Now we're going to go into the actual enemy code. Go to the enemy. This is where we will do um the infinite spawning mechanic. In here, we're gonna create a new variable, which is gonna be like a random index thingy to make sure we spawn random enemies. We're gonna call it. Make sure you're in the enemy sprite, by the way. We're gonna call it enemy random, or actually, or yeah, enemy random for all sprites. But we're gonna keep it. We're gonna hide it. Actually, we don't really need to see it. All right. So this variable is gonna do the random chance. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a very complex spawning mechanism. So in the when I receive start game, hide, wait 1 second, and spawn wave, we're gonna actually remove that spawn wave block. So make sure you find this code and remove the spawn wave one code. And then we can just move the spawn. We can also delete the actual spawn wave one code. We don't really actually no, don't delete it yet. No, just delete it. So what I just did was I deleted the spawn wave one code, the block in the start in one of the start game kind of like blocks clusters, and then I deleted the actual spawn wave one entire code thing. Okay, now we're gonna start with a
How do
blank
you
slate
delete
base.
the use of the block first?
Huh?
How do you delete like the thing first in order to delete the whole code?
Oh, you have to delete the actual like this
And
pink
that
block type. Well, it doesn't look like this. It looks like spawn wave one. But you have to delete that first before deleting the big block. That's how you delete it.
we delete what?
Um, so you have to delete. So
Oh.
you have to find this spawn wave one block, this one, and you have to delete that one first before you're able to delete the big one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna have a forever loop first after the wait 1 seconds in the start game. We're gonna we're gonna code the enemy spawning, and then in this forever loop, we're gonna set a variable. We're gonna set enemy random, the new variable we just created. Set enemy random 2, and we're gonna go to operators, and we're gonna choose this block, the pick random between 1 and 10, and we're gonna pick random between 1 and I'm gonna say 1,000. Pick random between 1 and 1,000. All right. Um, wait. Oh, actually, sorry. We're gonna make this pick random between 1 and 4 for 4 different positions. And then we're gonna have 4 ifs. Go ahead and drag out 4 ifs. If if, if, if. And then in these, we're going to have an operator equal sign. And we're going to compare the enemy random variable to 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means so what we're going to do with this is we're going to make sure the enemy spawns at a random place, either on the top, bottom, left, or right. All right. Now we're going to go to the very bottom, the very bottom category, my blocks, and we're going to create a new block to encompass this all, to make it organized. We're going to call this block spawn random enemy. And then after you're done, click OK.
Does it run without screen refresh?
No, don't take run without screen refresh.
All right.
All right, so we're going to move all that code we just had in the forever loop under the spawn random enemy code. And then we're going to put spawn random enemy in the forever loop. Now this, effectively, it does the same thing. We're just moving it around. Okay, let me think. We're gonna have another block. We're gonna name it, create another new block, spawn random enemy again, except we're gonna put a slash slash or slash slash, and this time we're gonna have actually spawn random enemy at position, and then we're gonna put the slash slash. Slash slash, and then we're going to put an X, add an input X, and then add a label Y, and then add an input Y. Make sure the inputs are the circle inputs. Oh, whoops, I exited out. Spawn random enemy at position, and then slash slash X, input X, label Y, input Y. And then after you're done, you can click OK. So make sure you have two inputs here. Do not take run without screen refresh, and then click OK. All right. Once you have this code, in the spawn random enemy code, we're going to leave, actually, okay, so let's clean up the code a bit. I'm going to move the start game code to the right side. I'm going to move the spawn enemy code in the middle, and I'm going to move the spawn random enemy code in the very left. I'm just going to focus on the middle one for now. In this middle one, we're going to put spawn random enemy at position in all four of the ifs. Make sure it's the spawn random enemy at position XY. This one. All right. And in these parameters, you see these inputs we can put? In these places, the first one we're going to do is we're going to do position. X is going to be a pick random between negative 120 or 140 and negative 240. I'm saying the wrong thing. 240 to 240. And then the Y position is going to be 180. For the position 2, we're going to instead move the pick random to the Y position, and we're going to make it negative 180 to 180. And the X position is going to be 240. For the third one, we're going to pick random between negative 240 and 240 for the X value. But then for the Y value, we're going to make it negative 180. And then for the fourth one, it's going to be the same as the second one, except we're going to make it negative 240 instead of positive 240. So what this all does is that the first one is going to spawn the enemy randomly on the very top of the screen. The second one is on the right. The third one is on the bottom, and the fourth one is on the left. So these are just the positions for the proper card. Make sure you all have these values correct because these are important. All right. Does anyone need more time on these values? All right. I guess we can continue. So now we have all this set up. Now we have to go into the define spawn random enemy at position XY block. Now this is very simple. We just got to go to my blocks. Or actually, no. First of all, we got to go to variables, and then we got to set enemy random, the new variable. 2, we'll go to operators and pick random between 1 and 1,000. No, actually, no, 100. Make it 100. And then for the 3 different enemy types we have right now, basically we're going to make some enemies spawn more than others. So go ahead and grab out 3 ifs. In each of these three ifs, we're going to put an and. And then we're going to put a less than symbol in all of them. Less than. Make sure it's less than. Okay. So with these things, we can control the chances of an enemy spawning. So obviously we want the common enemy to spawn the most, like the regular guy that chases after you. So for that enemy, um, we're gonna make it spawn at let's see. Spawn with a chance of like 60% chance to spawn. So what we're gonna do is the first box, the first bubble in the first if, we're gonna put 0. The second one is we're gonna put enemy random. The third one, we're also going to put enemy random. So enemy random is between 0 and 61. We want 61 because 61 is not included. 61 is not less than 61, but 60 is. Okay? Now we're going to make sure, let's just do the enemy random first. Let's put enemy random in the second and third slots for each of these. It's just like this. So now we have 0 is less than enemy random is less than 61 is how it looks. The second one, we're going to do 60 for the first value. And then for the last value, we're going to make it, let's say, I do want to say, let's just make it 91. And the final one, we're going to do 90 and 101. So what this means is that the regular one is going to have, the regular enemy is going to have a 60% chance of spawning. The second one has a 30% chance. And actually, I messed up. The value for the second one should be 60 and 71 because that's the tank. And then the third one should be 70 and 101. And then now we're going to go to my blocks, and then we're going to drag out a spawn enemy. Not spawn random enemy, but spawn enemy with the type and the position X and the position Y. We're going to fill all three slots. For the first if, we're going to make the type 1. Second if, we're going to make it type 2. Third if, we're going to make it type 3. All right. Now in the position X and position Y, we're going to drag out from the top of the block where we have the parameters. And we're going to put it X in for X on all three of them, and then Y in for Y. So basically, we're just transferring the X and Y components. Make sure the Y matches Y and the X matches X. Okay. Now, I mean, does anyone need more time on this? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a no. Let's go to the when I receive start game, where we actually have the spawn random enemy in the forever loop. After that, we're gonna wait 1 second, and then in that 1 second, we're gonna put a random. Pick random between 1 and, let's say, I want to say actually pick random between 2 and 5 seconds. I think that's a good random timer. So if I click the flag now, it should spawn a random enemy. every 2 to 5 seconds, a random enemy, and there should be more of the regular enemy than anything else. And then there should be more speedsters than the tank enemy. Since we're doing a random chance. Oh, I got a speedster. Oh, another speedster. Another speedster. But it should all be random, so it's possible that you get like multiple tanks in a row or multiple speedsters in a row. But as long as your enemies are spawning, then it should be working. Your items should your code should be working. And I'm gonna actually make the spawn timer between 2 and 4 seconds because I feel like 5 seconds is way too much. So I actually changed the random spawn timer from 2 to 5 to 2 to 4 in the code. Okay. Now I think we should add in sound effects for the game if everyone's done, that is. Does anyone need more time on this? Okay. All right, I think it's time to finally add some more life into this game, right? We don't hear anything. We literally do not hear anything. So it would be fun to have some sound be made when we have the game run, right? So the first thing that can make a sound is the bullet. So let's go to the player bullet. Here we will find the shoot bullet / type code. With all this, like if type equals 1, if type equals 2, if type equals 3. So we're going to go to sounds first. Right now we only have a pop sound. Go to like the sounds tab. Right now we only have a pop sound. That could be a sound for one of our guns, but let's try to find another sound. So let's go to the library. We can choose
the sound.
Oh, I click the sound tab on the very top. Like, there's code, costumes, and sound. I click sound. Okay. So here we have, let's go to effects. I think effects is where all the actual good effects are for sounds, because the other ones are like, so let's see. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let's see. So we have a low boing. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I think pew works for the gun one. So I'm gonna click that, and then now I have the pew sound. So I'm gonna make that bullet type 1. I'm gonna name the costume bullet type 1. Or sorry, not the costume, the sound. Bullet type 1 with the dash like pew. Now I'm gonna go to the sound library and choose again and go to effects, and I'm gonna make and by the way, you all can have a custom sound. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. But just as long as you choose 3 different sounds for your three different types, 3 different types of bullets, then it works. So I'm thinking for my second one, since my second one is more of a machine gun, I'm thinking of something that maybe lasts a bit shorter. So let's see. Oh, I like suction cup. I think suction cup works well for the machine gun, but you don't have to do it. Bullet type 2. I'm gonna name bullet type 2 suction cup. And you all don't have to do the same, but I think this works well for the machine gun since it always shoots. All right. Now for the third sound, I think I'm gonna go to effects. Since it's like an arrow, I am gonna choose the low whoosh. The low whoosh. And I'm gonna name this bullet type 3 dash low whoosh. I'm gonna give you all one more minute to choose your own sounds and make sure you name it all. Make sure you have all 3 sounds ready by then. Okay. Does anyone need more time? Okay, try to hurry up a bit or maybe copy mine if you're not done yet. I have pew, suction cup, and then low whoosh for the 3 types. Make sure you all name it the right type, so like bullet type 1. And actually, yeah, keep it that way. Low whoosh. Okay, so now let's go to the code. Now let's go to sound, and then let's make sure you do start sound, not play sound, because play sound acts as like a wait block. So we're gonna drag out the start sound. We're gonna change it to bullet type 1, and then we're gonna put that at the very beginning of shoot bullet type equals 1. If the type equals 1, right here in the code. And then for the bullet type equals 2, we're gonna start sound bullet type 2 right there. Right after the type 2. And then same thing for the type 3. We're going to find the if type 3, and then we're going to start sound bullet type 3 when we get to type 3. Okay, so this is what it sounds like right now for me. It's a bit loud, but we can adjust that later. And then we can go into the shop, and then we can select machine gun. And then once we have machine gun, oh, I think that sounds pretty nice for machine gun. I picked that one because we're shooting a lot of bullets really quick, so we need a very, really short sound. All right, and then now go ahead and buy the third gun. I had the piercing arrow third gun. I had it as like the low whoosh sound. So go ahead and click P again. Oh, and now we have the whoosh sound. I think it all works pretty well. Okay. So then now we're done with the player bullet, but when the enemy shoots a bullet, they should also make a sound, right? So let's go to the enemy. And then we're going to go to costumes. Or sorry, not costumes, sounds. We can delete the pop sound. Make sure you're in the enemy sprite, by the way. And then choose a sound. And then here, we want like a bullet sound that so for my bullet sound, I think the pew. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make the pew sound for the enemy bullet. I'm gonna name the sound enemy bullet to make it clear. Okay, once you're done with that, let's go to the code. And let's find the place where the enemy actually shoots the bullet. So we're gonna look for enemy type equals bullet. the enemy type equals bullet when I start as a clone code, which should look like this one right here. When I start as clone, enemy type equals bullet. Yep. Once you're here, just start the sound enemy bullet in the if, right after the if. So now I'm gonna wait for one of the right enemy to spawn, and then I'm gonna make sure I listen to the sound. I'm gonna wait until I get one of the tank enemies, which may take a while. Oh my gosh, this is taking a while. Hold on. Let me get the enemy type, the right enemy type. All right, where's the right enemy type? Hold on, everyone. And then once you have the enemy, once you have the right tank enemy, make sure it gets close to you. So once it gets close to you, you wanna let it shoot you to listen to its shooting sound. And then if it makes a shooting sound, you did it right. So my enemy makes the shooting sound. You'll hear that? All right. So now it seems like everything works. Now, wait, hold on a second. Okay. Now we have this, but now let's go to the player so we can code in we can code in the sounds for when the player gets hit. So in the player sprite, let's delete the first sound that we already have, which may or may not be meow or pop. Delete that first sound in the player sprite. And let's go choose a sound for when it takes damage. So let me see. No, not alert. We want to do one where like hit or like damage or something like that. Or well, what can we find? In effects. Wait, hold on. Huh, I feel like rip works pretty well. I just want like a little indication sound, but it doesn't have to be the same. Again, just click the sound you want and then rename it to. For me, it's going to be rip, but you can do something different. Name it to player takes damage. And then we're going to have a second sound. Once you have the player takes damage sound, we're going to we're going to find another sound. And then we're going to look for like the a game over sound or something. Like I think lose works pretty well. So I'm gonna click the lose player sound effect. I'm gonna make it when game. I'm gonna name it game over. All right. Once you have these two sounds, let's go to the code. The first sound for is when we take damage. So find the code where we take damage, which is yeah, scroll down to the start game where the forever loop where we have like the set brightness to 50 and the set brightness effect to 0. That one. Right here. And then in the place where we change health by 1, right below it, we're going to place the start sound. I'm going to make it player takes damage. So I'm going to go into the game and see if it works. Okay. Okay, I like this. All right, now in the player health less than one, where we check if game is over, we're going to start sound game over. So write in this code over here. If player health less than one, start sound game over, and then stop all. Make sure it's start sound, not play sound. Start sound game over. So make sure that that first one is start sound player takes damage. The sound when the player takes damage, and the second one is for game over. And finally, let's actually move this code, move this bottom if player health is less than one code. I think it's in the wrong place. We need to move it right after we change the player health by one. So we're going to move it between the change player health by -1 and the start sound player takes damage. Right over here. Did you all move it? So I moved it from like bottom here up to here. This piece of code over here. Make sure it contains the if. Make sure you move the entire if. The entire if. And make sure it's after the change player health by -1 and before the start sound player takes damage. That's pretty important. All right. Does anyone need more time on this code? Okay, I'm gonna assume not. All right. I'm gonna let the enemy kill me, so then I can see what happens when the game is over, when the health reaches 0. Oh, it doesn't play the sound, and I think I know why. It doesn't play the sound because it stops everything before it gets to play. For now, we're just gonna leave it like this. For now, the game over sound is gonna be broken. We're gonna fix that in the future. Um, but let's focus on other sounds for now. So, what other sounds should we have? Well, I think when we kill an enemy, we should have a sound, right? When an enemy dies. Or actually, when we hit an enemy as well. Both when we hit an enemy, it should make a sound. So go to the enemy sprite, and then let's get another new sound. Don't delete the sound you already have. Don't delete it. Go get another sound, effects, and then we want a sound for when the enemy gets hit by our bullet. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna make mine rip as well, the same as when the player takes damage. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna make it when I'm gonna name it enemy gets hit. And then I'm gonna find another sound for when enemy dies. So let's go to find another sound. All right, I think I like the squishy pop noise. I think that's a good noise for enemy death. So enemy dies. but you can choose another sound. Okay, now let's go back to the code. And for the first enemy type, the soldier, we're going to go to the enemy type equals 1. So when I start this code, enemy type equals 1. And over here we're going to do when touching enemy bullet, change enemy health by the -1 times item gun selected of bullet damage. Over here, right after that, we're going to start the sound. Make sure it's starting sound, not play sound, start sound. Enemy gets hit. Start sound, enemy gets hit. And then when the enemy health is less than 1, when it dies, we're going to start sound, enemy dies. I want to see if that works real quick. I need a normal enemy to test this. Okay, so it seems to be working. That's really, really nice. All right, so now let's go to the enemy type equals 3 code. We're going to skip enemy type equals 2 for now. Go to the enemy type equals 3. I'm trying to find it as well. Oh, I found it. If enemy type is equal to 3, 1. No, that's right. Find the enemy type equals 3. Okay, once you're there, we're going to do the same thing. Right before we set brightness effect to 50, we're going to start sound, enemy gets hit. And then right when the enemy dies, we're going to do a start sound, enemy dies. So now it's going to work for the speedsters as well. But now it doesn't really work for the tank yet. Okay, once we have this, let's go back to sounds. And then in the enemy gets hit, let's make it enemy human gets hit. Because we want this to be the human hit sound. And the enemy dies, we're gonna keep the same. And then we're gonna find a new sound for when the tank gets hit. I want like a metallic, like a metal sound. So let me find like a possible metallic sound for when we hit the tank. Clank. I think clank would be good if I can find. Oh, there's no clank sound. Hold on. Not very easy to find, but
Shit bell's kind of fine.
which one?
Shit bell.
The hit one?
The shit bell.
Oh, okay. Let me hear. Oh yeah, I think that works pretty well. Good enough for what we have right now. And you all can change it. Thank you, Jasmine. So let's do. I'm gonna do ship bell. I'm gonna name it tank. Enemy tank gets hit. Enemy tank gets hit. I'm gonna move it up there to organize it a bit, but it doesn't really matter. And actually, here's a fun thing we can do. I feel like this lasts too long. I want it to be pretty short. So what we can do is I can measure out this part. I want it to be shorter. So I'm just gonna make it done, done. I'm gonna highlight that short part, and then I'm gonna move it to the other part where I don't want it, and then I'm gonna click delete. And now I have a very short sound.
Wait, what did you do?
So what I did was, since this sound is super long, you can see it lasts for like how many seconds? Like almost 4 seconds. One, two, three, four, right? I want it to be way shorter because this is like when the tank gets hit noise. So I only want the first portion of it. So I'm going to delete the rest of it by highlighting it, by clicking and dragging, and then I can click the delete button on the top, which looks like scissors. Once you click that, you have, and then we can also actually make it like uh louder, softer. I think it's good for me for now. But yeah, you can actually do that. Try to make it pretty short. Okay. So now once you all have that, let's go back to the code. This time, find the enemy type equals 2 code that contains, because there are multiple enemy type equal 2 code. Make sure you find the right enemy type equal 2 code that contains the brightness effect equals 50. The one that contains the brightness effect one. Make sure it contains the brightness effect, because there are many other enemy type equal 2 codes. So in here, we're going to do basically the same thing. After we change health by -1, we're going to start sound enemy tank gets hit. This time it's tank instead of normal enemy gets hit. And then when it dies, we're going to do the same enemy dies sound. So I'm going to test that on a tank real quick. I need to get a tank. Hold on. I'm being a bit unlucky here. Oh, there you go. Yep, it works for me. But when I hit the tank enemy, it makes a different sound. It's pretty nice. Okay. Okay. So once you all have this done, we can go to the shop menu sprite. Shop menu sprite. And then we're going to do something fun here. All right. This time, instead of finding a new sound in the library, I think we should just try to use the recording um functionality here. So what I'm gonna do, and Rand, please be silent. Rand's next to me, but I'm gonna record the shop, something like that, for when we open the shop, right? So I'm gonna click this record button, and then it's gonna ask you for permission, and then you're gonna click allow, and then here you have a recording menu, and for me, I'm gonna record the shop like that, or something like that, just for fun and just to show you how to use the recording system.
My
The
scratch doesn't
shop, right? Sorry, what?
my scratch doesn't let me do the recording.
Oh, that's fine. I think you'll have to allow it, right?
It doesn't give me the option to.
Mm, then I think it's fine. This is just for fun and just to show you all how it
So should I
works. And you
go
can
to
just
so should I go to the shop or no?
you don't need to add any of these sounds. These sounds are all optional, right? Because like they don't change how the game actually works. And I think
Okay.
if you want to, you could go to like the sound library and pick up a sound for when opening the shop. Go to like effects or something or some other place. Actually, I think that like maybe like one of these sounds also works.
Okay.
Like what the? Oh, actually. Oh my gosh. This is gonna this is gonna be good, but I think when we have the shop open, I think we should have the Bossa Nova soundtrack going on in the background. So let's click that one.
Which one? Wait, which one?
It's the Bossa Nova, Bossanova.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I actually didn't do the shop opening one, but I think we're gonna have this track in the background. So I'm gonna just keep it Bossa Nova. Go to the code. And then we're gonna go to events, and then we're gonna drag out a broadcast start game and put it in the right after the set game pause to 1. And then instead of start game, we're gonna click a new message, and then we're gonna call it um, shop open, shop opened, and then press OK. So the new broadcast message is shop opened, shop opened. And then once you're done with that, we're gonna drag out a whenever receive shop opened. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a
Wait,
forever loop.
how do you edit your new message? Does it
You
matter if I actually
edit your.
did shop opened, not opened?
Oh, no, yeah, it's fine as long as
Oh,
you know
okay.
what it's talking about, right? Because the name of the thing doesn't actually matter for the code itself. It just matters that the reader editing the code knows what it's doing. That's why we have names. So yeah, as long as you know what it is, then it's completely fine. Yeah. So then we're gonna put the forever loop, and then we're gonna go to sound, and then this time we're gonna drag out play sound until done, not the start sound, but play sound until done, so they actually play, make sure it stops. So in the forever loop, have that, and then we're gonna have an uh. Wait, this is not um. Hold on a second. Oh, and then wait, no, this is. Hold on, sorry, guys. Let me think. I wonder how long this sound lasts. 6.22 seconds. Um, Here, what we can do is, this is kind of difficult. Oh, I think I know what to do. All right, let's in the when P pressed, let's go to the second one, and then let's broadcast when shop. Oh, let me turn that off. When shop, let's broadcast a new message. Shop closed. Shop opened and shop closed. The second one's going to be shop closed. A new message, and then drag out shop closed as the header. And then in here, what we're going to do is we're going to just do hide. So right here, we're going to move the hide from the start game code, this big start game code, from the hide from down there up here. Don't find a new hide. Start from the bottom, drag it up here. And then in the when shop opened, we're going to drag the show from down here above the forever loop in the when shop opened. And then we're going to delete this if else that's empty now. Delete that. And then we have this go to front layer and go backwards 4 layers. We're going to put that in the um hmm. Oh, we're going to put that in another when shop opened. So go grab another when I receive when shop opened and then another forever loop. And in this forever loop, we're going to have go to front layer and go backwards 4 layers. And then we can actually delete, or we don't actually delete everything else, but we delete the forever loop and we keep the when I receive start game. So now we have these 5 different clusters of code. We basically split some stuff up. And then in the shop closed, we're going to go to control and then we're going to drag out a stop all. We're going to change the stop all to stop other scripts in this sprite. So stop other scripts in this sprite. And then I'm going to test out if this works. Nice.
Wait, what happened to the part where it says set shop selected to 1 and blah blah blah?
Set shop selected to 1. Um,
Oh, like the
I
stuff
think.
that was to the when I received start game.
Oh, so basically, I deleted all the other stuff and moved it to the other places. So what I did was like I moved the code. I basically just moved the code around. So I mean, just as long as you have the same code as me, everything's fine. You can delete the old code. And then once we're done with this, we're done with today. So if you're done with this, yes, it is it is like overtime. So if you're done with this, you may leave now. Have a great day. All right, Jasmine, are you done yet?
Almost.
Okay, that's fine. So now we have this new music that sounds pretty good, I think. Repeats as well. Oh,
I'm just kind of confused because something happens and I don't know what happens.
well, what happened?
I don't know. I just deleted out all the code, so I don't know. Everything just got mixed up, so I deleted all of it and redid it.
Oh yeah, you can redo it. This sprite, the main menu, the shop menu sprite, you can just completely delete everything and start over again because we only have this much code. That's all the code in shop menu. So I'll give you some time to copy it.
Oh, I finished. Okay,
Oh,
thank
you
you.
finished? Does it work? Test it out.
Um,
Click the flag and then you can click shop. If it plays the song, then it should be working.
yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
Bye.